Hey, what's going on, guys? This is JD coming at you guys with an Azura's build video. I've been requested by a few people to release what I'm currently running in Azura's. This has been the build I've been playtesting for a couple of days now, and I really like it. I think it's a lot of fun to run. So it's going to give you a lot of sustain in Azura's, which, I mean, in my opinion, that's key in Azura's. I don't feel like you need to put a whole lot of damage on DK to be effective in Azura's. I feel like you just need to have massive amounts of sustain, and you can use your ultimates to really put out the amount of damage that you want to put out, because I feel ultimates are extremely strong in Azura's Star. Anyway, so I'm going to go over gear with you guys, and we're going to kind of go from there. So what I'm currently running in Azura's right now is I'm running 2-piece Bloodspawn. Now I have two pieces of Inpin on. I feel like that's all you really need for Azura's because crit is already so low. You're not going to really be getting crit that much in Azura's. I feel like on DK you're going to really benefit more from having Sturdy on. So I've got 5 pieces of Sturdy on to reduce my block cost. I want to be able to block a lot and all the time and not have to sit there and constantly heal myself because we don't have CP reduction inside of Azura's. So I'm running 5-piece Seducer on my body. With maximum magicka enchants across the board. So all of these have maximum magicka. Now I've got Kuda magicka glyphs on these, and then I have 1 max magicka on the shoulder, and I'm running 1 Hakeju. If you want to run 3 Hakeju, that might be just fine. But I mean, I feel like our stamina is in a good spot anyways, as it is. I mean, I'm sitting at 13,000, almost 14K, and I don't really have a problem blocking constantly, especially because with Bloodspawn, we're going to be able to fire off bats quite often or lay down a standard quite a bit. And then I'm running 5-piece Alteration Mastery. So I've got 2 sustain sets on, and I mean, I'm able to tank quite a bit on Mag DK and really sit up there in the front and also put out some decent damage. So I'll show you in some footage after the video of what kind of damage you can really look at doing with this build, especially like if you lay down a standard and you get people locked down in that standard, you're gonna be able to put out a good amount of damage. So I've got 2 reduction glyphs on my jewelry. So I've got 2 reduction and 1 recovery. Now if you want to take that recovery out and you want to toss on 1 spell damage glyph, you probably would be just fine. I've done that as well. I'm still going back and forth between the 2 because I really haven't decided which one I'm going to use more. I'm probably going to stick with the 1 recovery just because I like to be able to sustain as long as possible. So now our stats, we're sitting at almost 30k max magicka. I feel like that's really good considering we're wearing 5 pieces of sturdy and 2 impin. Magic recovery, now keep in mind this is because I have continuous attack buff. It's 1832, but without continuous attack, I'm sitting at about 15. 24. This normally has about 22,000 max health. Now we have Emperor buff right now in Azura, so it's 24,000 currently. Health recovery sucks because I'm a vampire, and then 13.8 stamina. Stamina recovery is 841. That's going to be because of Bloodspawn. I don't have a problem with the Bloodspawn recovery of stamina. I think it's actually really good and something that is needed, especially on a DK, because you're going to be blocking a lot, breaking free, and dodge rolling. Now keep in mind, Alteration Mastery is going to give us a reduced cost on all of that. From what I'm currently hearing, block cost isn't being reduced right now. When I tested it was being reduced. So I know dodge roll is being reduced, but apparently some people are saying it's bugged. I haven't seen a bug from it. So, okay, now our continuous buff went down. So see, we're at 1527 recovery. Considering we're getting a reduction total of, let's see, I believe this one's 6% and then plus the 8%. So that's going to put us at 14% reduction plus 2 reduction on the jewelry. Man, I mean, our spells aren't costing really a whole lot at all. Now, keep in mind we have buffs. So without the buffs, you're going to be sitting around, I want to say it's about 16 spell critical with this build because Alteration Mastery is going to toss you up a little bit more on the critical. Now, this is the big thing. Our resistances are really, really high with this build. I like it. 21.8k and then 18.5k in Azuras I feel is really strong. Now, if we go ahead and we buff up and we go to the back bar where I run defending, we're looking at almost cap for spell resistance and 26.6k physical resistance. So I run sharpened on my front bar, and I'm also running defending on the back bar. Now on my sharpened weapon, I do the increased damage. I'm going to be changing this glyph over. I just haven't done it yet to reduce their resistances. I like that. I think it's really good, especially since we don't run a whole lot of damage. So I think reducing their resistances for an extended amount of time is beneficial for us. So let's kind of go over skills real quick. So my skills don't really change. I'm kind of playing with taking wings off and putting them back on. I haven't really decided, especially in Azuras, because there's a lot of snipe spammers in Azuras. So like wings, sometimes they're like, when you don't have them on, you're like, oh, I miss my wings. But so I use coagulating blood. It's really good, especially with the reduced cost. I mean, it only costs 3,300 magicka with this build. So I mean, you've reduced your costs by so much. You're able to really use these abilities quite often. Ignis Shield 3134. I mean, like I said, man, it's just look how low the ability costs are. 2438. For volatile armor, misforms 3423 and then 3367. Now, if we take off like one piece of seducers and go back and look at that, I mean, look how much higher they jumped. So I mean, we're looking at a lot more for the cost. So I think it's really beneficial to wear two reduced cost sets. When you're playing Maj DK and Azuras. All right, now let's go ahead and jump on the front bar. I'm using whip. When we have the continuous buff, or when we're buffed up, our whip's going to look a little bit stronger. I'll go ahead and buff up for you guys. So there's our buff, and let's go back. Now we're sitting at 501 flame damage for the initial hit, and then 60-55 for the secondary hit. I think that's decent. I mean, you don't need a whole lot of damage in Azuras because healing is not as good in Azuras, so like keep that in mind. And then if you're placing 3 dots on people, you're constantly whittling away at their health, so you're constantly doing damage. And I've got Burning Embers on and Burning Talons, of course. This is my normal bar setup. And then Fossilize with Engulfing Flames. Now, I'm running Standard and Might right now. I've been going back and forth between Standard and Might or Ferocious Leap, because the Leap does, I mean, it's almost 10k damage. I mean, that's a lot of damage in Azura's, and you're probably going to hit for about that much every time. Like, resistances are pretty low in Azura's, so I always run bats on the back bar. It's my oh shit, or pull a Nightblade out of stealth ult. So now I'll kind of go over Mundus Stone real quick. I used Atro in here. I mean, you constantly need recovery and reduction on DK. It's too hard to sustain without it. So that's the build. That's what I'm running in Azuras right now. I'll show you guys some footage, and so let me know what you guys think. Comment on the build, and let me know what you would do differently. There's multiple different ways you can run an Alteration Mastery build in Azuras right now. I'm really having a lot of fun with Alteration Mastery. I think it's really, really strong. I don't think you guys should overlook it. So check me out on Twitch, guys. My Twitch stream, JD Moonin. It's the same as my YouTube page. I'm typically streaming in the mornings. Actually, no, it's changing. I'll be streaming in the evenings, probably around 7 till 11, and then I'll be off. So I'll probably do like a 4-hour stream every day. The weekends, I'll probably stream a little bit longer. I'm also on Twitter, too. If you guys want to ever hit me up on Twitter, feel free to. Send me a like on Twitch and also the YouTube page. And I appreciate you guys for watching and all the support, and I'll keep throwing builds out for you guys. Thanks, and here's some footage, and I'll see you guys on the battlefield.
I'm gonna take my time. can get a sensual seduction. So I can get a sensual seduction. So we can get a sensual seduction. Sensual seduction. She might be with him, but she's thinking about me, me, me. We don't go to the mall, we don't go out to eat, eat, eat. All that we ever do is play in the sheets, sheets, sheets. Smoke us a cigarette and go back to sleep, sleep, sleep. Cause we done got a sensual seduction. Sensual seduction. Oh, oh, sensual seduction. Sensual seduction. Oh.
Fresh.
If you don't know by now, Doggy Dog is a freak, freak, freak. I keep up with me 7 days out the week, week, week. And all that we ever do is play in the sheets, sheets, sheets. Then smoke us a cigarette and go back to sleep, sleep, sleep. Cause we done got a sensual seduction. Sensual seduction. Whoa. Sensual seduction. Sensual seduction. Whoa.
I'm gonna
I was all in the club having a drink, blowing on the sweet when I picked this little freak out. I was all in the bar when Drifter, shorty red came on and she hit the flow now with a see-through dress, long hair, light brown eyes, looking like Miss Bo Peep. And a player know if I take her home with the real thick hips, she's so right, I'm gon' be. Post the chick with the real pretty face, nice curves on her with a little bitty waist. I whispered in her ear, little mama, what you train? I know that you a freak, but you know I ain't gon' say shh. See, my game is outrageous. I got to the crib and exchanged some love faces, but it wasn't no need for me to rush the bus one, cause I wanted her to have an eruption. Sensual seduction. Sensual seduction. Oh. Sensual seduction.